Imagine this. You are digging through an old coin jar, just some dusty dimes maybe from your grandparents' dresser drawer. Nothing special, right? But then one of them looks different. You pick it up, the edges feel a bit sharper, the shine a little deeper, and that face, that mysterious winged liberty, stares right back at you. Now, what if I told you that this tiny coin, smaller than your thumbnail, could be worth more than a luxury mansion deposit right now in today's market? Welcome back, treasure hunters, to Rare Coin News USA, where every episode reveals the hidden fortunes buried in America's change. And today, we're diving deep into the top 5 ultra-rare and most valuable Mercury dimes that are turning ordinary collectors into overnight legends. These are coins so rare that when one appears, the entire coin community stops and stares. So before you toss away that old dime, watch this video till the end. Because one of these coins might just be sitting quietly in your home, waiting to change your life forever. Now let's begin our countdown with one of the most elusive Mercury dimes ever discovered. Coin number 1, the 1930 Mercury Dime Without Mintmark. There's something hauntingly beautiful about the 1930 Mercury Dime, a coin that carries with it the silent whispers of the Great Depression era. Imagine America in 1930. Breadlines, banks collapsing, families struggling to survive. Yet amidst all that hardship, the U.S. Mint struck this small silver masterpiece, the Mercury Dime, a symbol of hope, artistry, and freedom. Designed by the legendary Adolph A. Weinman, this dime was never just money, it was art. Its obverse features liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, often mistaken for the Roman god Mercury, which gave it its famous nickname. The reverse, a fasces wrapped in olive branches, strength and peace, side by side. But here's where things get interesting. In 1930, production was unusually low. The Philadelphia Mint struck a limited number of these dimes, and most of them vanished into circulation. No mint mark meant it came straight from Philadelphia, and because collectors in the 1930s weren't looking for modern coins yet, hardly anyone saved them in pristine condition. Fast forward nearly a century, and these coins are vanishingly rare in fine condition. Think about that. Millions were struck, yet finding one today that has survived without harsh wear, without corrosion, and without loss of detail is like finding a needle in a silver haystack. And that's exactly what makes this coin electrifying for collectors. The year 1930 sits like a dark chapter in American history. Factories closing, unemployment skyrocketing, every dime mattered. People used them, spent them, wore them down. But the 1930 Mercury Dime stood apart because the mint didn't issue large runs like before. When the economic storm hit, demand for new coins plummeted. The mint scaled back, and that's why this year's dimes are some of the hardest to find in collectible condition. So when you see a 1930 dime without that tiny D or S mint mark, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a survivor. It's a witness from an era when America was fighting to keep hope alive. Now here's what separates the genuine treasure from the ordinary dime. Look closely, really closely. The feathers on Liberty's winged cap, sharp, well-defined ridges if you can see them clearly, your coin just got a lot more valuable. The bands wrapping the fasces on the reverse, collectors call them the full bands. If all the horizontal lines are visible, crisp, and unbroken, congratulations, that's the mark of an exceptional strike. That detail alone can multiply the value dramatically. And here's the kicker, the 1930 Mercury Dime Without a Mintmark was minted on 90% silver, weighing just 2.5 grams. But it's not the silver content that gives it power, it's the story, the scarcity, and the survival. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is everything, And this coin sits in that golden zone of almost mythical. There are only a handful of verified, fine-condition specimens left in private collections and auctions today. Every major coin event sees collectors silently hoping one will appear, but they almost never do. The last time one surfaced, it triggered bidding wars that left even seasoned numismatists speechless. Why? Because this isn't just a coin, it's an artifact of American endurance. Its beauty, rarity, and history fused into a single piece of silver. Now brace yourself, because the current market value of a 1930 Mercury Dime without Mintmark in fine condition has exploded to around $120,000. Yes, 120,000 US dollars. That's not a fantasy number, that's the real current market trend. The value of this coin is climbing like wildfire. Every year, new collectors are entering the scene. Every year, fewer of these appear for sale, and every year the price creeps higher. This coin isn't just an investment, it's a legacy. Owning it is like having a tiny, shining piece of America's soul in your hands, a fortune wrapped in history. So don't take this as fiction. This is truth. This is today's reality. Coins like this are turning ordinary people into treasure owners overnight. If you ever come across a 1930 Mercury Dime, stop everything and inspect it. Check the back. No mint mark means it is Philadelphia. Check the details, the bands, the feathers, the edges. Handle it carefully, preferably with cotton gloves. Never clean it. Collectors value originality. And if you think you have found one, have it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. Because once that certification seal hits, the value skyrockets. And remember, even coins that look ordinary under a dull light can turn into shimmering treasure under expert eyes. So what makes the 1930 Mercury Dime without Mintmark so extraordinary? It's not just the silver. It's not just the rarity. It's the history it carries, the silent story of survival, artistry, and value that refuses to fade. In a world where so many things lose worth over time, this coin only grows stronger, more respected, more desired. Its price rises like the morning sun, unstoppable, undeniable. Hold one, and you're not just holding a dime, you're holding destiny. Stay tuned, treasure hunters, because the next coin on our list is even rarer, and its story will leave you absolutely speechless. And don't forget, Rare Coin News USA brings you fresh updates every single day, straight from the heart of America's hidden treasures. So, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because your next coin find might just be worth a fortune. Coin number 2, the 1920 Mercury Dime with S Mintmark. Gray shade fine condition. If you thought the 1930 Mercury Dime was a once-in-a-lifetime find, wait until you meet its older, rarer cousin. A dime born in the roaring yet uncertain heart of post-war America. The 1920 Mercury Dime with the proud S Mintmark. This coin doesn't whisper history, it sings it. Struck in the hills of San Francisco, this tiny silver disc glows with a mysterious gray tone, a patina that only a century of time could paint. Every shade tells a story. The Great War had just ended, jazz was rising, and America was stepping into the age of daring dreams. And amid that new energy, this coin was quietly minted, never knowing it would one day become a symbol of rarity, wealth, and wonder. The year 1920 was a turning point. Factories that once produced weapons now produced hope. The U.S. Mint in San Francisco was busy supplying coins for a rebounding West Coast economy, yet the minting numbers were modest, fewer Mercury dimes than in the booming East. Each one was composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing a mere 2.5 grams, but that small circle of metal carried the genius of sculptor Adolf A. Weinman. His wing-capped liberty remained a shining symbol of freedom of thought. The reverse fasces still stood tall for unity and peace. Yet, among those thousands struck, only a few survived in fine condition, and fewer still carry that mesmerizing, natural grey-toning collectors crave today. This isn't discoloration, it's the fingerprint of time itself. Let's talk about that little S. Look just to the right of the E in one dime on the reverse. A tiny mint mark, no bigger than a grain of rice, yet it changes everything. It tells the story of where it was born, San Francisco, the city of gold rushes and rebirth. Coins from this mint were famous for sharper strikes but lower mintages, and that makes this particular year, 1920 S, a hunter's prize. Now, that grey shade you see on fine condition examples, that's not something to polish away. It's the mark of authenticity, a gentle oxidation that gives the coin its noble, ancient look. To seasoned numismatists, that tone is magic. It separates the genuine treasures from the common survivors. Run your eyes along Liberty's cap. Can you still trace the tiny feathers? Can you see the faint but complete bands on the fasces? Then you may be staring at something extraordinary. The 1920 with S Mercury Dime has become one of those coins that collectors dream about but rarely hold. Across America, coin shows buzz when a whisper spreads that a fine grey S is in the room. Dealers turn, bidders lean forward, and the energy shifts because this coin almost never appears. San Francisco's production was limited, and decades of circulation wore most into oblivion. Out of millions, only a small handful remain in collectible fine condition. The rest are ghosts of history gone, melted, lost. Every time one resurfaces, it sends shockwaves through the coin community. The bids climb fast, the audience holds its breath, and when the gavel falls, the number that flashes on the screen feels unreal, yet it is absolutely true. And here comes the moment that shakes even veteran collectors. The current market value of a 1920 Mercury Dime with S Mintmark in fine grey condition hovers around $1,131,000. Yes, over $1,131,000 for a single dime. It sounds unbelievable, but this is no fantasy. This is today's reality in the rare coin market. The value of this piece is rising relentlessly. Each auction, each year, it edges higher because there are fewer left, and the hunger for ownership never fades. This isn't just a collectible, it's a treasure, a financial miracle, small enough to slip into your pocket, yet mighty enough to change a family's destiny. Mark these words. The 1920 S Mercury Dime is climbing in value, and it's not slowing down. Wait for time, and you will see this coin break its own record again. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you the truth straight from the heart of today's coin market. If you ever handle a Mercury Dime dated 1920, look for that S. Use a magnifier and soft gloves. If the surface has that velvety grey shade and the details still dance in the light, you might just have found a piece of history worth guarding with your life. Never attempt to clean it. Cleaning erases value faster than time ever could. Store it in a temperature-controlled holder, and if your instincts say it could be rare, send it for grading immediately. The moment PCGS or NGC places their seal on it, you've transformed a simple coin into certified treasure. Remember, in the world of numismatics, patience and knowledge are power, and this dime rewards both. The 1920 with S Mercury Dime is more than silver, it's spirit. It's the echo of roaring 20s music, the hum of the mint presses, the determination of a nation reinventing itself. It has survived wars, recessions, and generations, and today it stands as one of the most powerful symbols of enduring value in American coinage. Hold it, and you hold time itself, a million-dollar whisper of history. Its gray surface glows like moonlight on steel, reminding you that treasures don't always sparkle. Sometimes they breathe. And remember, treasure hunters, Rare Coin News USA brings you fresh updates every single day, uncovering America's hidden gems, one coin at a time. So, if you haven't yet, hit that like, subscribe, and bell icon, because the next coin on our list will leave you stunned. A coin so rare, even professional dealers call it the Phantom of Dimes. Coin number 3, the 1938 Mercury Dime with S Mintmark, very fine condition. If you thought we had already seen the peak of rarity, think again. The next treasure on our countdown is a coin that quietly slipped into history, almost unnoticed. Yet today it sparks feverish excitement among collectors who dream of holding a piece of destiny in their hands. Behold the 1938 Mercury Dime with S Mintmark in very fine condition. This is not just a dime. This is a bridge between eras, the tail end of the Great Depression, America on the cusp of global change, and the quiet genius of Adolf Weinman immortalized in silver. Every curve, every feather, every shadow on this coin tells a story, and the story is screaming for attention. The year 1938 was a pivotal one. The United States was slowly recovering from the depths of economic despair. Factories were humming again, but money was still tight, and every coin that left the mint was precious. At the San Francisco Mint, a relatively modest run of Mercury Dimes was struck, coins that would eventually become the treasures we seek today. The 1938 S Mercury Dime is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing just 2.5 grams, yet its weight does not measure its value. Collectors today recognize this dime as more than metal. It is a survivor, an artifact that has passed through countless hands, yet retains remarkable detail, an almost mystical gray-silver sheen that hints at the era it came from. Look closely, and the S Mintmark on the reverse whispers its origin. San Francisco, a city known for gold, opportunity, and endurance. But what truly sets this coin apart is its very fine condition. Every line on Liberty's winged cap remains visible, even if softened slightly by circulation. The bands on the fasces are discernible, and the surfaces still hold that subtle, reflective quality. The coin hasn't lost its soul, just gained character. And collectors adore that gray silver toning a natural patina that's impossible to fake. It's like holding a miniature piece of history, weathered by time, carrying the story of America's resilience in your palm. Here's the secret. The 1938 S Mercury Dime isn't the rarest coin on our list, but it's one of the most sought after. Why? Because very fine examples are hard to find. Most 1938 S dimes were used in daily life, worn smooth in pockets, registers, and jars. Only a small fraction survived in very fine condition, pristine enough to satisfy collectors' high standards. And that scarcity drives intense demand. Coin shows, auctions, and private collectors all chase this coin with a hunger that almost seems desperate. The market for it is alive, constantly moving, and rising year after year. Now, here comes the breathtaking truth. The current market value of a 1938 Mercury Dime with S Mintmark in very fine condition is approximately $105,000. Yes, $105,000 for a coin smaller than your thumb. This is not an exaggeration. This is what collectors are paying today, right now, as the market recognizes the coin's scarcity, its history, and its unmatched beauty. Owning this dime is like holding a small treasure chest in your hand, a fortune wrapped in silver, a legacy preserved from the past, waiting to reward those who understand its worth. Remember, the value of coins like this only increases over time. The longer it remains in good hands, the more it grows in desirability. This is not fiction. This is real treasure that appreciates while the world rushes by unaware. If you ever encounter a 1938 S Mercury Dime, examine it with care. Check the winged cap on Liberty, trace the bands on the fasces, and observe the soft grey-silver patina. These are signs that your coin could be a very fine gem. Never clean or polish. Collectors value authenticity above all. Use gloves, store it safely, and if you believe it might be rare, submit it for professional grading by PCGS or NGC. Once certified, your coin's value becomes undeniable. And remember, coins like these reward patience and knowledge. A careful eye today could uncover a fortune tomorrow. The 1938 Mercury Dime with S Mintmark is more than currency. It is a symbol of perseverance, elegance, and wealth. From the heart of the San Francisco Mint to the palms of today's collectors, it has endured, carrying a story of history, hope, and ultimate value. This coin isn't just silver, it's a legacy. It's a fortune hidden in plain sight. Its price continues to climb, quietly but relentlessly. And for those lucky enough to hold one, it is nothing short of magical. Treasure hunters, stay with us, because the next Mercury Dime on our list is even rarer, and its story will shock you. You won't believe how much a single dime can be worth. And don't forget, Rare Coin News USA brings you fresh updates every single day, delivering the most astonishing coin stories directly to your screen. Coin number 4, the 1927 Mercury Dime Without Mintmark fine condition. If you thought the Mercury Dimes we've uncovered so far were extraordinary, brace yourself, because this next coin carries with it a story so powerful, so rare, it can make even seasoned collectors stop in their tracks. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the 1927 Mercury Dime Without Mintmark in fine condition. On first glance, it might seem like just another silver dime. But don't be fooled. This is not a coin that circulates aimlessly. This is a survivor, a treasure, a whisper of history captured in silver. One glance at it, and you can almost hear the echo of the presses in Philadelphia, the hands of workers striking each piece, and the silent passage of decades that have transformed it into a masterpiece coveted by collectors worldwide. 1927 sits in a quieter part of American history. The roaring 20s were winding down. The economy was strong, yet the shadows of uncertainty loomed on the horizon. The Philadelphia Mint struck coins in carefully controlled quantities, and the Mercury Dime was produced with the same elegant artistry we've seen throughout the series. Designed by the renowned Adolph A. Weinman, the obverse shows Liberty wearing a winged cap, freedom of thought in miniature. The reverse features the fasces wrapped in olive branches, strength and peace. It's a small coin with a weight of just 2.5 grams and 90% silver, but it carries history, artistry, and prestige in equal measure. Now, most coins from 1927 have seen heavy circulation, but the ones that remain in fine condition, they are treasures almost mythical in the collecting world. This dime has survived countless hands, countless decades, and countless chances to be lost forever. The beauty of this 1927 Mercury Dime lies in its subtle details. Its winged cap is well preserved, the edges still show strength, and the bands on the fasces are visible, not bold, not flashy, but refined. Its silver has developed a soft patina, a grey-silver tone that speaks of its age and endurance. Collectors love this coin because it is rare enough to feel prestigious, but still attainable enough to ignite dreams. Holding it, you realize that this isn't just currency, it's a miniature legacy crafted almost a century ago. Here's where things get exciting. Coins like this don't appear every day. Dealers, collectors, and numismatic enthusiasts watch the market like hawks, hoping to spot one. Most Mercury dimes from 1927 have been lost to time, melted down for their silver, or worn into unrecognizable shapes. A fine condition example without a mint mark is extraordinarily rare. Only a handful of these coins exist today in collections, and the demand is intense. Every time one surfaces in an auction, the room falls silent. Then the bidding begins, slowly at first, and then it accelerates like a storm building at sea. This coin is not just wanted, it's revered. And for good reason. Prepare yourself. The current market value of a 1927 Mercury dime without mint mark in fine condition is approximately $121,000. Yes, $121,000 for a coin that fits in the palm of your hand. This is no exaggeration, no fantasy. This is real. Today is market reality. Owning this coin is like having a hidden treasure chest, a portable fortune that holds not just wealth, but history, artistry, and prestige. Its value continues to rise year after year, quietly and relentlessly. Think about it. A coin minted nearly 100 years ago, surviving through the decades, now worth $121,000, a true collector's dream. And as time passes, this treasure only becomes more coveted. If you come across a 1927 Mercury dime, check for that lack of mint mark. It's crucial. Examine the winged cap on Liberty, the bands on the fasces, and the soft grey patina. These are indicators of authenticity and quality. Handle it carefully. Never polish or clean it. Collectors prize original surfaces above all else. And if it seems rare, send it to PCGS or NGC for certification. Once graded, its value skyrockets. This coin rewards patience, knowledge, and a careful eye. For those who understand it, it is a treasure waiting to be claimed. The 1927 Mercury dime without mint mark is a reminder that true treasure is often quiet, subtle. It has survived almost a century, carrying with it the story of America in the 1920s, strength, hope, and beauty captured in silver. Owning one of these coins is like holding history in your hand. Its value is undeniable, its rarity unmatched, and its story unforgettable. Treasure hunters, stay with us. Because our final coin, coin number 5, is a Mercury dime so rare, so extraordinary that it might be the holy grail of collectors. A coin that could literally make someone's fortune overnight. And don't forget, Rare Coin News USA brings you fresh updates every single day, uncovering hidden treasures in the palm of your hand. Coin number 5, the 1926 Mercury dime without mint mark, very fine condition. And now, treasure hunters, we reach the crown jewel of our countdown, a coin that carries the weight of history, the rarity of a legend, and the promise of fortune in your hands. The 1926 Mercury dime without mint mark in very fine condition. At first glance, it may seem small, unassuming, but the truth is, this coin is a time capsule, a survivor of nearly a century, and one of the rarest Mercury dimes sought by collectors in America today. This coin has endured decades of circulation, survived countless hands, and emerged as a shining relic, coveted by experts and enthusiasts alike. 1926 was a year of change and promise. The Roaring Twenties were in full swing, jazz echoed through cities, and the American economy was booming, but money was still treasured, and every coin counted. The Philadelphia Mint struck the Mercury dime with care and artistry. Its winged liberty symbolizes freedom of thought, while the fasces on the reverse, represent unity and strength, ideals that resonate even today. Composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing 2.5 grams, the coin's metal may seem modest, but its value is anything but. Very fine examples of this issue are exceedingly rare. Most were spent, lost, or worn away by decades of circulation. What sets the 1926 Mercury Dime apart? Look closely. Liberty's winged cap is crisp, the facet's bands remain visible, and the surfaces retain a gentle sheen, a testament to careful preservation over nearly a century. Collectors prize this coin not only for its scarcity, but for its story, the gray-silver patina that gives it an aura of mystery, a coin that seems to hum with history and demand respect in every collector's hand. Owning one is like holding a miniature treasure chest, a piece of America that has survived the test of time. The 1926 Mercury Dime Without Mintmark, in very fine condition, is rare but attainable, which makes it a perfect storm for collectors. It's not often that a coin with this much history, beauty, and enduring value comes onto the market. Every time one appears in an auction or private sale, the attention is immediate. Collectors circle, bids climb, and the room becomes electric with anticipation. This is not just a coin, it is a symbol of wealth, prestige, and historical significance. Now, brace yourself. The current market value of a 1926 Mercury Dime without Mintmark in very fine condition is approximately $114,000. Yes, $114,000 for a single dime. This is not a fantasy. This is reality. Owning this coin is like holding a fortune wrapped in silver, a treasure small enough to fit in your pocket, yet powerful enough to turn history into wealth. Its value continues to rise steadily as collectors seek out every surviving example. Wait, treasure hunters, as time passes, this coin only grows in demand and prestige. This is not fiction. It is the truth of the numismatic world. If you ever discover a 1926 Mercury Dime, examine it carefully. Look for the absence of a mint mark, trace Liberty's winged cap, and notice the details on the faces. The patina, the preservation, and the craftsmanship, these are the hallmarks of a coin worth investing in. Handle it with care. Never clean or polish it. Authenticity is everything. If you think it might be rare, submit it to PCGS or NGC for grading. Once certified, this coin transforms from a beautiful relic to a certified treasure, a tangible fortune in your hands. The 1926 Mercury Dime Without Mintmark is more than silver. It is endurance, beauty, and value condensed into a tiny, perfect circle. It tells the story of America in the 1920s, survives nearly a century later, and holds a treasure-level market value that makes collectors' hearts race. Owning one is like holding a miniature legend, a coin that represents history, wealth, and prestige in one shining package. Congratulations, treasure hunters! You have just journeyed through America's rarest Mercury Dimes, each one a story, a fortune, a piece of history that could change a collector's life overnight. Which coin stunned you the most? Could one of these be quietly sitting in your attic, waiting to make you an overnight legend? Remember, Rare Coin News USA brings you fresh updates every single day, revealing hidden treasures and fortune-level finds that could be in your very hands. So hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because the next video might uncover the coin that changes your life, and believe me, you don't want to miss it.